right, I just wanted to show you another way to actually remove the background from the person. So I think we've covered masks and we've also done paths and selecting with like the magic wand tool and the quick selection tool. But here's another way to do it. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to left click on this layer, and then I'm going to hit Command J on a Mac, Control J on a PC to duplicate the layer. I'm going to hide the background layer. So now layer 1 is selected. So under the eraser tool, there are some hidden tools here. One is the background eraser tool. So this is kind of a nice tool if you want to do around somebody's hair and they've got a lot of little flyaways. So with this, I can left click. I have this set to this middle one right here. And I have it set to contiguous, meaning that the pixels that are touching each other, they are the ones that are going to be affected. So I'm going to zoom in on this girl's hair. I am going to left click once, and it basically samples this area, and see how it removes the color around her hair. So a lot of times when you're doing this, because you can tell it's kind of leaving a little bit of that blue color, I have to go ahead and add another layer. And then I'm going to use my paint bucket tool and dump in this yellow color. So now I can really make out where it's removing some of this background from near the hair. Then go back to this left click. Oops, wrong layer. Back up to layer 1. And I'm going to left click and left click in the areas that are surrounding her hair. And so even these little areas right here, it can get. Okay, so it's too much to go around and do all this area. But like hair, it's a good place for doing the hair. Okay, so another tool that I'm going to show you is to remove the background, but these are all permanent, so it's like you're losing part of the photo because when you're doing this. So I still prefer doing a mask, but here's another one using the magic eraser tool. So this one will give bigger sections and erase them out. Have it set to about 32, anti-alias, contiguous. This is if you had more than one layer that I wanted to do that on, but I'm just going to do it on this one layer, and I'm going to keep the opacity at 100. So if I left click once, everything that's the same value color, it's going to get rid of. So it's going to knock out a bunch. See, it takes out a lot of these pixels that are the same. But once you start actually getting, see, ate away, so I probably don't want to do that part. It keeps eating away her shoulder, so I'm not going to be able to do it on that side of her. Anyway, so it got this side pretty well, but this side it's removing her shoulder. So this I want to right click, go back to my background eraser tool, and this is where I'm probably going to want to get rid of some of these pixels here that are touching, and I'm just going to left click. See, I'm going to get rid of around her arm. So just got to remember where the crosshairs are. If it's set to a different area and not on my, where there's nothing there. So I got that part cleaned up, and then I'm going to right click, go back to my magic eraser tool. See, now it's doing a better job. And these little pieces here, I'd probably just, you can Shift E to go through and rotate through your tools, and then I'll just erase out what I don't want. But with this, like I said, you have permanently gotten rid of your background. So that's, you know, if I've wanted to go back to it, I have to undo and get rid of all that. So, you know, it's one of those things. If you know you're really in a hurry and you just know for certain that the client is not going to want that background back, but I have this one here, you know, that's the case. But I do like the quick mask. I prefer doing a mask just because it's still there. But this is another way to get rid of the background and do a cleaner job.